It's unbearable for a little bit. Just let it happen. Where's the ice cream?
I hid it under the desk so you couldn't find it. Get it out! Excuse me. Our friendship. Our friendship is over, man.
Whoa! That is amazing! He's like staring into nowhere. He's staring into nowhere.
Burns so bad.
The ice cream will help a little bit. It will help you.
I don't need the ice cream, man.
Okay, all right. Take some ice cream, man. Listen, nobody's gonna think less of you. It's part of the system. It helps a lot.
Oh, every orifice is sweating. Oh, it's down here. Oh, I feel like I'm having a baby. Oh.
Disclaimer: always be responsible with hot peppers and hot sauce. This is episode 42.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
Born and raised in South G-Bay, lower class punk ass, I was Northwood grade. I had it made. Spent my nights drinking with my mates. Just a short bus ride up to PA. Red River Raid. Then I hit the wall and I knew I had to bounce. They still say that 19 years ago. Hell, I got the hell out. From time to time you may see me hanging around. Now I feel like a stranger in this town. Crocs and rolls is where I learned to play. Westwood Tavern's where I learned to.
Hey, what's shaking? This is Mike. This is Ego and Vice, episode 42. Now, that intro was for a purpose. I don't know if anyone has ever eaten like a hot pepper. Well, you know what I mean. Not like having like, oh, I like hot stuff, but actually like taking like a ghost pepper or a Trinidad scorpion or a whatever the hot fuckers are, and just threw it into your boosh and said, "Yep, let's try this." You know, there's lots of videos on the YouTube about stuff like that, and yeah, just don't do that. Don't do it. It's a mistake. I've done it, and I don't know why I did it. I did it because like I say later in this episode, it was a bit of a peer pressure thing. Plus, I enjoy being a ham. I wish I had some ham with that pepper because it probably would have diluted something. Maybe not. Maybe it would have just been hot ham. Anywho, I am super happy to let you know that I have a couple of guests. I have 3 guests on the podcast today. One of them is co-hosting, Mr. Andy Vandal from the Riptides. And I have Haicos and Angela from Haicos Hot Sauce here. Like I said, for Ego and Vice Season 2, I'm going to try and focus not just only on local music, but I'm going to focus on everything local, including local business. And recently, with the Riptides, they have paired up, or we have paired up, I guess, with a business called Haicos Hot Sauce, and have made 2 unbelievably delicious hot sauces. One is called Red Dawn. It's a nice red sauce. What do I make hot sauce? I don't know. And the other one is a green sauce, which is called Soylent Green. And the creator of these hot sauces is a man called Haicos, and he's been making hot sauces in Ottawa for about 9 years, and he's been doing it commercially for about 3 years or so, and you can find his many delicious hot sauces around the city, farmers markets. Meow, that's hot. Well, he's going to tell you in the thing. There's only so much I can say because Haicos says it all, so I don't want to regurgitate my crappy facts with his good facts and stuff. And I don't know. I had a lot of fun with this episode, and Haicos tells a great tale, and he explains a lot about what's happening with his hot sauce and whatnot. Fuck, I said whatnot again. I'm trying to eliminate the term whatnot on season 2, but for some reason it's like stuck in my brain and whatnot. Anywho. Okay, cool. I'm going to play a song before I have my conversation with Haicos, Angela, and my boy Vandal. This is a song called Feed It. Yeah, just seems right. By a local band called the Hell Bros. Because all the hot sauce talk, things are going to get hot. Just like hell, motherfucker. Whoops, very cursy. Anyway, so on the other side of this, we're going to come back with Andy Vandal, Mr. Haicos, and Angela. It's going to be a good one. All right, this is episode 42. This is Ego and Vice. See you on the other side. What's going on? Welcome back to Ego and Vice. This is episode 42. Super happy to be back and super happy to carry on with this new season and really start pushing local businesses. I've been affiliated somewhat in the last little while with a local business through the Riptides, and they're here today, Mr. Haiko.
Hello.
Yeah, and Angela.
Hi there.
We like to call her Vanna. Well, I don't, but that's what Haiko called her. Last time we were at their place, and I ate a ghost pepper and almost died. I'm still on the rebound from that, but it's great to have you in to the lavish South Hood studio, as I like to coin it. And let's talk about hot sauce, because I love hot sauce.
So do
Obviously,
I.
you guys love hot sauce probably more than I.
I don't like
And
hot sauce.
as my co-host today, we have the one and the only Mr. Andy Vandal.
Andy likes hot sauce.
Yeah. And this will all tie in somehow, I promise. So how are you guys? What's going on?
We're doing well. I'm doing well. I'm not sure how she's doing, but I'm doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Heiko's brother was in town, and he may have had a few bottles of scotch. No, maybe one bottle of scotch, and then what did you say?
Kettle One.
Oh,
vodka,
Kettle One, yeah. Well, that's the natural progression of the drinking, I think. No.
Oh yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Did you have like chips and some Devil's Brew?
No, we didn't. No, because he had the kids with him as well, and they're sleeping in a what do you call it? An RV. So I didn't want to do that to them.
Okay, very good. That's good. So Heiko's hot sauce.
Yes.
You grow your own peppers, and I remember we were on me and Andy were on your podcast with what was that called? The one out of Detroit with
Kendall
Kendall?
Studler. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tasting the heat.
Tasting the Heat. And you had mentioned on that he had asked you a question about how long you'd been doing hot sauce, and you said you've been making it for 9 years,
Correct.
but you've only been commercial for 3 years, and we're jumping ahead a bit. But let's start at like the beginning of like when you grew up and stuff like that. Was it always hot stuff? Was it like
I was always into hot stuff. I went to East Indian restaurants back in the Netherlands. I'm from the Netherlands originally, and my family's from Indonesia, from India, from Suriname. So I grew up with a lot of different heat and spices and food. And, I always wanted to have the hottest stuff that was available. So even at Indian restaurants, when we went out, the chef would come out and say, "Are you sure you want to have it this spicy?" So
you were one of those guys who said like the chef challenge? Like,
yes,
what's your hottest? Make it hotter.
exactly.
Okay, very good.
So yeah, I did that for a while, and then I moved to Canada actually, and all they had here was Frank's Red Hot, or Frank's Red Hot and Tabasco. In other words, just
Commercial marketed,
yes,
kind of like
it's like vinegar with a little bit of coloring in it.
Gotcha.
And I started making my own hot sauce because I couldn't find anything that was actually up to my palate.
Yeah.
So.
If you want something done right, do it yourself type of idea.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you originally start growing your own peppers, or did you like take some Frank's Red Hot and some Tabasco and some Montreal steak spice and just make some like crazy moose juice elixir? Or
No.
or you started
Yes.
right organic right from the go? All right.
No, we start straight from scratch. So yeah, I did grow peppers. I always liked growing peppers anyway, and my hobby got way out of hand. So now we've got 600 plants out in the field somewhere. So,
Okay.
And yeah, no, we grow the hottest peppers in the world. So the Carolina Reaper, the ghost pepper, as you said, you already had yourself.
Right. Maybe we'll tell that story just briefly, but anyway. So, what is the how do you grow peppers? Like, is it just like planting a garden in the back and you let them go? Like, I've planted a garden before and I wanted like nice big carrots, but they came out like the size of my pinky finger. Mm-hmm. Like, what's the secret of growing a good?
Well, the thing about it is that especially with the super hots that we grow, you need to start them early in the year. So we start them in a greenhouse in January, and then we actually put them out in the field in May, June. Okay. On top of that, we use hydroponic food, so we actually feed them as well. So they get different feedings depending on which stage of the growing cycle they're in, and that's how we make our peppers.
Okay. And Angela, were you always on board with this? Did you like hot stuff, hot sauce and hot things before you met this galoot, or what?
Before I met this hot guy here,
This hot guy?
I wouldn't put pepper on my food when I met Haiko.
Oh, boy.
And slowly but surely, I will put pepper on, but I don't do spicy very well, but I cook with it. And the Sesame Street word of the day is drop. You use a drop or two.
Drop. Okay, that's fair. So I guess this is your passion, and she is your I'm sure
she's my unwilling.
Yeah.
Yes.
She is
Unwilling
the
participant.
wind, the wind beneath your wings.
Yes.
the fire beneath your. Anyway, but since you don't really you didn't even use pepper on your food, and then we're talking about just like straight up black pepper. Now that you are both involved in this, are you like a master pepper grower like Heiko?
I am the master pepper grower. I'm the weed puller. I'm the one that's out there.
So you have the
Cutting
greenest.
peppers.
You have the greenest thumb.
2 of them.
Okay. So
Yeah, she does. And I actually, funny story. I did make a hot sauce specifically for her. It's named after her. It's Canadian jerk.
well done, sir. Well played.
Love you.
Yeah. So she's the greenest thumb. You're the mastermind, but it sounds like without her, this whole business would just crumble.
She is my VP of bottle washing, and that is a very, very important title.
That's nice. That's nice. So 9 years making hot sauce, 3 years doing it commercially. What did you do for the first 6 years? You just made it for friends, family, stocking stuffers type of thing?
I made it for myself, and we put it in mason jars, and then a couple of times we went to craft fairs and sold them there, just in small mason jars, 125 mils, and yeah, people liked it. So, I mean, and then things got out of hand, and now it's my business. So,
Okay. Was it always like the brand like you have here? Like I'm gonna post some pictures of like you have like your face and the Haicos hot sauce and stuff like that. When in the 6 years before you actually went commercial, did you go to those lengths, or was that something that was kind of like, okay, now we're going to?
no, I did have my face on it actually, because we had the mason jars with the label on it, and actually my face was on there. Yeah. I stand behind my product,
Okay.
or in front of it.
And what's the difference between making it for yourself, I guess, or for family and friends and commercial? Like, what's the difference between that process?
So the difference is we actually use a commercial kitchen. We rent space there. It needs to comply with all the Health Canada regulations. So that's what.
If you want to sell it, more or less.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. Anything that you want to sell out of a what do you call it? A retail venue, you have to go through a commercial kitchen. So, and we are renting a spot at a commercial kitchen off of Saint Laurent. We grow the peppers in Manotick, so we're all over the city.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's the main difference. When I did it more as a hobby, I didn't have to go to those lengths. And when you go to craft fairs, you can actually sell products that you make in your own kitchen. So.
Sure. Probably less pressure when you were doing it non-commercial too, right? You just went out and said, let's sell a couple of bottles of this type of thing. Because I think hot sauce nowadays, or maybe it's always been, I'm not sure, you'd know better than I, but it seems like a really competitive market, because there's places like Chili Chili's, and you walk in there and there's thousands and thousands of hot sauces.
Well, the good thing about the hot sauce business is you can compare it with craft brewers. Everybody that is in the community, it's a very tight-knit community. We actually all get along, and we do not necessarily compete with each other. We compete with the big guys.
Okay.
So Frank's Red Hot, they are losing market share. That's why they came out with all the different hot sauces themselves. Because there's the small guys like me and all the other guys that are actually in the same business as I am. Meow, you mentioned before, is another one here in Ottawa that's very good. But we don't compete with each other. We all have our own niche market. We all have a spot in the actual market. So we're taken away from the big guys, and it's just a lot of fun, and everybody's very close and helps each other out wherever they can.
Awesome. I think the beauty of Haicos hot sauce is that when you buy like a Frank's Red Hot, or you buy like a Tabasco or something, and my friend Sarah, we've talked about Sarah Destruction, she brought me over this like kick-ass hot sauce with the donkey kicking the wind and stuff, and it was called the Hot Sauce Challenge, and there was like 12 little bottles in it, and I guess the way you do it is you take a drop of each of them, and if you get through all 12, you do the check mark and stuff. But the first two were kind of tasty, and then they all just tasted chemically and like gasoline. It all tasted the same, but it just got hotter and hotter and hotter with like extract or some kind of weird chemical. And you do everything natural.
Correct. We do not add any preservatives in it. We don't need to. I mean, the acidity of the actual peppers are high enough to actually preserve themselves. Also, we use natural ingredients like lemon and lime juice instead of a lot of vinegar. We use apple cider vinegar instead of white vinegar, so it's all natural. Everything that is in there is all natural. You can pronounce everything that's actually in the bottle.
Yeah, and it makes such a difference, because you taste that weird kick-ass gasoline stuff, and then you take even a drop size, and you take some of like Haicos hot sauce, and you can taste the flavors. When we were on that the podcast, what's it called again, Kendall? I'm so
Kendall,
sorry,
yeah.
Kendall. Yeah.
Kendall.
You know,
Tasting the heat.
yeah, it was just like he just raved about how you could taste all the flavors, and he could taste the tomato puree and the oregano and the lime and the jalapeno, and it makes such a difference. It's almost made with love, right? It's just like, I'm not going to put any shit into this. This is going to be...
It needs to be good enough for me to eat it. I will not put something on the market that I do not enjoy myself. So,
And that's noble, and I respect that fully.
oh, thank you.
This was a good segment. Let's take a little break, and we're gonna play a song. I'm not sure what. Do you guys want to hear anything? Or maybe I'll just play something and I'll ask you during the break.
Something by the Riptides?
Oh, we can do that. Mr. Andy Vandal is there as he sits there patiently waiting to talk about the big
Something.
the new project, which I can't wait for that.
No, I something just came to mind.
Okay.
There's a song off Boogie Nights original soundtrack. Mark Wahlberg sings it with John C. Reilly, and it's feel my heat.
Oh, that's perfect.
Right?
Is that what it's called?
I think it's called Feel My Heat. They cover it off the Transformers soundtrack from 1980 something.
Okay. As a
It's
request.
so random, but that's an Andy thing, right?
All right. As a request, it is a random Andy thing. His brain is always that little mouse is just exhausted. He's exhausted. But off the Boogie Nights soundtrack, this is "Feel the Heat," requested by Andy
Feel
Vandal.
my heat.
This is Ego and Vice.
You want to take it from the top?
Yeah, let's try it.
Heat will rock you. The heat will roll you. Baby, don't you know my heat will move your soul. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Love me today. Love me tomorrow. All day, all night, you feel my heat. Feel my heat.
I think we should repeat that again.
Feel my heat.
Feel my heat. Yeah, it's definitely cool.
And we're back with Haiko. And I just want to say that was really cool. And you bringing up the whole like kind of the bonding and the banding together of sort of the whole hot sauce community in Ottawa and abroad. Just because it's kind of like I think it's really, I see it as really punk rock. It's like kind of like you guys all banding together. You got like your own niche markets you guys all hold, but it's kind of bringing down kind of the share, the market value of the Franks and the Tabascos and stuff. And you guys, I don't know, I just thought that was really punk rock. I think that's cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it's all about bringing down demand, man. I mean, that's that's what we try to do. No, but the fun part about it is I was actually at the Perth Garlic Festival last week, and this is the way that the community works. They actually do support each other. People actually told them that if they wanted to have something that was stupid hot, they should come and buy and see me. So these are other hot sauce vendors that are actually in the same market doing the same thing that I do, but they know that there is a market for everybody and there is room for everybody. So it's really cool to see that, and the support. Meow That's Hot, they opened up a storefront downtown on Bank Street, and they actually carry my hot sauces there as well. Again, it is really supporting each other, and we'll help each other out wherever we can.
That's Larry Russell. He's going to be on Ego and Vice next Monday. He's coming out from Meow That's Hot, and he does the Fire Kitty stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a great sauce.
Yeah, it is.
And it's like Andy was talking about. It's a community. You guys are like selling each other's, and that's awesome.
Yeah. No, we have a lot of fun, and everybody supports each other as well. So,
What this just came to mind. What would you be doing, Haiko, if you weren't doing the hot sauce?
I am doing contracting
Oh,
because I am a contractor too. Yeah. So I went from having a full-time job at the Home Depot that I quit, and 2 part-time jobs, and now I've got 2 full-time jobs. So I'm still out of time. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
And he'd also be doing at least part full-time karaoke.
Yes.
What would be your song? What's your go-to?
There is no go-to. Well, I mean, 500 miles. I sang that last weekend, but 500 miles. My wife and I, we did long distance. Everybody's we do long distance relationships, and they say, well, my boyfriend is in London. It's like, London, UK? No, London, Ontario. That's not long distance. I lived in the Netherlands. She lived here in Canada. So actually, we did long distance for 3 years. Got pretty old pretty fast, but I walked 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more just to be the man
I love
who
you.
walks 1,000 miles up to your door.
Wow. That was a moment on Ego and Vice.
It was.
I've never had that moment before. That was lovely. When it comes to the different kinds of hot sauce, like I make a hot sauce, but it's always the same one. It's more of a garlic chili sauce. I have no idea how to change flavors and stuff. How many different flavors do you have right now?
Right now, I have 7 that are in my standard line, which are available all year round. We have a couple of limited editions. Depends on how many peppers I can actually grow of that particular kind, if I can make them. Devil's Brew is devilishly good. It's the hottest hot sauce that I have.
I'll stand by that. Yeah.
But I got a total of 12 hot sauces that I make right now, and this punk band actually came up to me. I think they're called the Riptides. And they
never heard of them.
No, they asked me to make a hot sauce for the 20-year anniversary, so we added those to the lineup right now. So there's 2 Red Dawn and Soylent Green, which are 2 very nice hot sauces on the medium side, available for anybody. So
Okay. So is this the first time you've made a hot sauce for like an outside kind of like a band or?
Yes, this is the first time that I actually did commission work. Let's put it that way.
All right, and we have the man, Andy Vandal, here. How did this come about to make the Riptides / Haicos hot sauce? Like, whoa, Andy, what? How did you guys? I don't even know.
So
I just show up and do my job. I don't ask questions, but now I'm gonna ask some questions. God damn it.
Yeah. Long story short, we did that cool thing last fall with Big Rig doing a beer. Thought that was really cool. I remember, like, I was eating Haicos sauce for years, and Angela, my first introduction to Angela. You know how I say I'm gonna make it short. I always ramble.
No,
but,
go.
I met Angela. I didn't meet Haicos for the first time I was introduced to Haicos sauce. It was Angela, and she was the gateway. So I was bringing my daughters to a movie. And this was, I guess, before you guys went commercial, because this was about 4 years ago. But I was taking my daughters to a morning cinema, and Angela had this table set up outside in the entrance, the lobby for Cineplex, and the hot sauce was there. And it's like 10 a.m., but like it's hot sauce, so I'm not going to walk away from the samples.
Yeah.
And she was so friendly and awesome, and I think I went through all 4 or 5 that were there, and I remember, like, they get the kids popcorn, drinks. The whole morning, I couldn't taste anything after because I think
You obliterated yourself by excess.
That Devil's Brew. Seriously, I revisited it with you, Mikey, like last week.
Oh, Jesus.
That Devil's Brew, there's no understatement in how hot that is. I took a dab and put that on my tongue. It was like I felt like I got punched in the face.
But until you get punched in the face, it's absolutely delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can taste the freshness and the different peppers and stuff. It wasn't like doing a drop of like gas, like I said, gasoline.
Yeah.
It was just like, that tastes so.
No! And then Mike Tyson just punches you right in the face. Yeah,
and that stuff, the Devil's Brew, that stuff lingers too. It's like it's gone, it's back, it's back.
Yeah. So I'm in the back of a movie theater with Devil's Brew, dancing around, punching me in the face, and I loved it. I just loved it. And so fast forward, a couple years later, and we had that good experience with branding ourselves with Big Rig local, Chris Phillips and Lon, those guys were awesome. And I just thought it was really fun to partner up with local businesses, local, cool, awesome products. We love beer, we love hot sauce. So again, with my daughters, we were at another craft fair, and I met Heiko last spring, like probably in the winter or early spring. And that's when I went to his table and we spoke, we hit it off. Heiko Haicos got a background in metal and punk and rock and roll and just, from one punk rock subculture to another, I think we just kind of broed down right then and there. And it was just awesome that right from the get-go, he was like, yeah, what are you interested in making? Like, what do you want to do? And we started doing like R&D, like development throughout the spring. And I thought it was just the experience of doing that alone was just so cool and so much fun. It's like, how can I, not it's not bragging, but I'm just going to be super proud of our band and Haiko that years down the line I can say, yeah, we had hot sauces in our name. We had a beer in our name. That stuff's really fun. It's really, really cool to have. And
Sure.
And the other thing too is when it comes to like branding and partnering up locally, it's really good for everyone, right? Like it gets Haiko's name out into maybe some communities that might not have heard his name before, but also it's cool for the band too, because I can tell you just in the last couple of weeks since putting out this hot sauce, there's like all these like subcultures with it. Like the hot sauce community is now into us, like people following us. You're able to just meet new people, communicate, and so maybe people in the hot sauce community or maybe listen to some Riptides, and maybe some punk rockers are buying some hot sauce, right?
Sure.
It was like again, just one last thing to add. Years ago we had some songs of ours licensed for video games, right? And that was kind of our first exposure where, oh my God, this whole gaming community, it lit up. And I remember going to playing on, we were on tour in the States, and I remember we're in New Orleans, and this group of kids came out, and it wasn't based on anything else. They wanted to meet us and see us because of it.
Because of the game.
Because of the game. Yeah. And I just thought that was just really cool. You're able to sort of like cross-pollinate with different subcultures, and really local is big for us. I couldn't care less about partnering up with, Franks and shit like that. It's really cool. We're all about like Ottawa awesome, and
We'll talk about that later.
yeah, but it's really about pushing stuff in our local community and helping partner up.
So when you were talking to Haiko and you decided to work together and make these sauces, like what was the idea as far as like, because you already had a dozen sauces on the market or working with. How do you create like a brand new sauce? Can Andy give you, say, I want some sweet, some hot, some thing, blah, blah, blah? Like how do you go about that, the recipe, I guess?
The way that it went actually is he wanted to have a green for the Soylent Green, and the other one was a Red Dawn that he wanted to have garlic really accentuated in. So we actually made one version of the Red Dawn that was a hit right from the start, and the Soylent Green we made an adjustment to it. It was not spicy enough, so yeah, I just make small batches and just do a test run and make sure that everybody's happy with it.
So you sit like, and this is when you make, say you're experimenting, you're just creating stuff. You'll just go in your own kitchen, mix stuff together, try it out, and then send it to Andy, because I know that he came to band practice a couple times with some prototypes, I guess, if you will, and we tasted them, and they're like, that's really good. But so do you sit in the kitchen with like your mad scientist, you're like white lab robe on, and lightning is like in the back.
In this
He
case,
looks like Walter White, Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah, right. Do you have any blue hot sauce? No.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be great.
And, okay.
I do look like Bane from Batman every now and then, because when I do make the Devil's Brew, I do have to wear chemical gloves and.
No, right. I'm sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, the peppers for sure.
But no, I just experiment. I mean, I've got a pretty good idea what things are gonna taste like and what it goes well with what.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I wasn't the last one that actually made the final verdict on it. Was the Riptide. I mean, so yeah, it went quite quick actually. The first one was the Red Dawn was a hit right away, and the other one just a slight adjustment to it. And
when you're working with somebody like that, or some partnership like that, you said the final process or the final say is the Riptides. Like the Riptides liked it. Do you like it?
Yeah,
are you happy with it? Are you proud of it?
I did mention a couple
of
times.
We're super proud of it.
No, it's they're both great sauces, and I mean the artwork that was done by Glenn is just absolutely mind blowing as well.
Yeah, who did the art there?
Glenn Parody, and he's the legendary tattoo artist at Barnstormer. He runs Barnstormer. Yeah, we went to him to work on the beer. He did the label for the beer, and he hit that one out of the park. So when it came time to do the artwork for the hot sauce, again, it's about pushing, like, keeping local and staying local. And Glenn is down on Bank Street at Barnstormer, and he knocked this one out of the park. Like, again, just keeping the whole bright, just the artwork is just almost like why you want to buy the bottle alone.
For sure. And Heiko and Angela, do you guys like go back and forth with each other when you're creating this thing, and do you taste it and you're like, I think it's good, you know, like it's like the first date, and it's like, I need taste the spaghetti sauce. Is it good? Yeah, a little more garlic. Do you have a palate for that, or even though you don't?
Well, remember that I don't really like it spicy, but
you still
I actually like both of those, and
She
I will
likes
eat
it hot.
I like it hot.
Oh my goodness!
But I will eat it
This
with a
episode's a
cracker.
little too steamy. You know what's going on around here, guys? The sexual tension in the room is upsetting.
Yeah, this is like
That's what happens when you hang out with hot sauce people, I guess. Hey, it's all those endorphins, eh? They're just pumping. You seem to be a flavor connoisseur. You said that yourself. You know what tastes good together and stuff like that. Do you cook too?
I do, yes, if I have time. Absolutely. I do cook, and I like experimenting. I got 5 barbecues in my backyard.
Oh, boy.
So that'll give you a bit of an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I do like to cook, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe a Heiko's Hot Sauce little cafe restaurant someday? Would that be something you'd be interested in?
brick and mortar.
No, the problem with that is that the overhead is just too expensive, especially in Ottawa. I mean, Meow is taking that jump and has actually opened up their own restaurant, and good for them. All the power to them. And it is cool, but I do not have time to run that. I am fine with doing my hot sauce, and
You could always have me and Andy over for dinner sometime.
no problem. We'll give you a call.
Get
Don't
those-
call us.
get-
We'll call you.
But we're only coming over if all 5 of those barbecues are going at once.
Yeah.
Make this worth our while.
Yeah, for sure. We can do that.
I had a question for you, Heiko. Just random. What was the most memorable single encounter you had at one of your tables when you're selling your hot sauce? What's the most memorable?
The fun part is that people always come up to me and they always say, "What is your hottest hot sauce?" And I tell them it is this one, and I point to the Devil's Brew, and I tell them, but you should try that one first, which is the hottest one in my regular line, the Scorpion's Kiss. Because people do not understand, I do not make white man hot sauce. This is actually coming from people that come up to me. This is not white man hot. This is actual really hot. It is. So people, I want to make sure that you do not get in over their head, and they're more than willing to try everything that they want. The best one that I had was actually a guy, and it happens more often. People that are beside me on markets are having a blast because there's so much crap going on, and people are always just in pain and crying, and I make grown men cry. But the fun part is...
You look really broken up about that.
Yes, I'm very sad. Very, very sad. So, but the best one was at Beer Fest, actually, in a couple of months ago. And it was a guy that came by, and he said, "What's your hottest hot sauce?" You know, it's the Devil's Brew, but try this one first. "No, I'll go for the hottest one." I said, you better not, because you'll be thinking of me for about half an hour.
That was like you when you were a kid challenging the chef, eh?
Yes.
Funny how life just cycles, eh?
Yeah. So I told him, I said, "You're going to be thinking of me for about half an hour." And he took a good chunk of it, and he was in pain, and then he had a beer in his hand as well. And the tricky part about the Devil's Brew is beer does not help because the actual carbonation makes it worse. So he was taking a sip, and I said, "Yeah, so your beer's not going to help." And he said, "You told me now." Yeah. Half an hour later, he came back, and he said, "You know what? I thought you were kidding, but my whole world revolved around your hot sauce and you. You were the only thing that was on my mind because I was in so much pain." So those are the fun things that happen.
You're like, I told you.
Yeah, exactly. It's called hot sauce.
And do you ever have to play like hot sauce police, where like there's like maybe like a dumb parent that thinks their child can get away with it?
I always make sure that they do get a warning. People ask me, do we have to sign a waiver? Because there are hot sauce you have to sign waivers for. And I tell them, I said, nope, I just give you a fair warning. And if you don't want to listen, that's up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not here to hold your hand. I'll just give you a heads up, and that's it.
I like it when 4 or 5 teenage boys come up to the table and try to outdo each other.
Oh, okay.
And that's really funny because all of them are crying afterwards, and they're trying to show off for a girlfriend. That's even better.
My wife likes to make little children cry, apparently.
Oh, no, I do not. Angela, there was so much glee in your face when I first met you. When I was walking away from that theater encounter, that smile that you have right now. You just watched me walk away, and I was just sweating bullets. And oh yeah, you love this as much as Haiko.
That's the best part is having people sample and react and say, "Oh my God, this is hot." Yes, it's called hot sauce.
You got to keep your head on a swivel when you're in a vicious cockfight. Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's take a little break here. We'll play another song. Do you guys want to hear anything? Andy already played us that disaster, so let's.
Some like it hot.
Yeah. Okay. What's that from? The movie?
Yeah, I forgot the name.
All right, we'll figure it out. Anyway, we'll be right back. This is Something Like It Hot. Request from Haiko and Angela. This is Ego and Vice.
I got a fever and inflammation, that's what I got. You turn the heat on me, some like it hot. Look what you started, a conflagration, baby, that's what. Don't let the flame go out, some like it hot. Oh, baby, I'm from that old school. I play it real cool. But when you kissed me, I lit up like a 4-alarm fire. Call out the engine, ring up the station, I'm on the spot. Love burns you up the most, like it or not. But baby, I like it hot.
So wow, that's crazy. We've covered like tons of hot sauce talk, and I've been really happy to just talk about hot sauces because they're like one of my favorite things in the world, even though they ruin me on occasion.
You enjoyed them 3 times.
Yeah. Then I ate that ghost pepper, which was a mistake.
Haiko he was your spirit guide.
Haiko makes these amazing peppers, fresh, delicious peppers, and the Riptides went to Haiko and Angela's place, and we were just trying different hot sauces, and Glenn was there, and this big bowl of peppers came out, and I figured, someone's got to be the fall guy. Someone's got to take the bullet. And I watch a lot of those YouTube videos because, as you guys talked about, you enjoy watching like people suffer a little bit, especially with all the bravado they should show up with, and then, So I watch those videos, and I'm like, you know what? This is my time to shine. And
in shining you did.
Oh, my God. I took that pepper, and Haiko picked it out of the bowl, and I swear to God, there were smaller ones, but you're like, this is a good one. And then it was like, doesn't matter, even though I'm in my 40s, it was still like, well, I've committed. Now it's like peer pressure. And I was looking at it, I'm like, I don't really want to do it, but how can I not now? So I ate the thing, and time stood still for a good 20. Well, at first I was like, okay, yep. And then everything just went.
It went bad
very
quickly.
And the next thing I remembered, I was in Haiko's kitchen holding a bag of milk in my hand, spilling it all over the counter, and he came in and he's like, what are you doing? I'm dying.
But there was this calmness about Angela and Haiko. It's like, when they've seen it all before and they know the journey and they're almost there, like, there's like that when there's like in that movie that guru dealer who someone's going through a bad trip and they're like, no, let me guide you. Like,
just go with it, man.
Let's go. They just knew the beats, all the beats you were going through, and they were like, Yeah, no, next will be this. Next will be, and then you'll start feeling it run through your body.
No, the problem is you're desensitized to other people's agony. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is I did eat all the peppers that I actually use in my hot sauces. I have eaten either a piece or a whole one of each one of them. So I know exactly what you were going through, and I watched it with glee.
Yeah, well, that's fair. And I said later, like once the mouth heat died down, everyone says, "Oh, tomorrow's gonna be bad," because you think the other end. You know what I mean? And it was it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It was the movement through the stomach, where it's like I've never eaten something where I could actually pinpoint the location of where it was. It was like in the morning at like 4 a.m, I rolled over and I was just like, it's here now. And then I'd fall asleep for 15 minutes. I'm like, oh no, it's 3 inches this way. Like I could literally I knew where it was, you know? I could like take a magic marker and be like, boop, like a treasure map.
There should be a study on how many hot sauce makers, like what's the percentage, have ulcers.
Oh God.
Actually, not a lot of them do, probably.
Because they're not idiots. Like
not only that, but you do not get ulcers from eating hot peppers. This is a common misconception.
Oh,
it is actually a lot of people, they cannot handle hot sauce because it is made with white vinegar, and white vinegar is great to clean your windows with. That is pretty much the only thing you should use white vinegar for, and that's why we use apple cider vinegar and a lot of natural acids, because it's not as harsh on the stomach. So anything that has been processed in Canada actually gives me heartburn.
Cucumbers give
give me heartburn, but I can eat all the hot sauce that I make myself, or any of the craft hot sauces, because they're made with fresh ingredients, and that is the main thing. That is, so yes, not a lot of guys have ulcers, trust me.
The more you know.
Take that, Vandal. Anyway, can you guys plug some of your links or where we can find your hot sauce? The good listener obviously wants to buy some now.
So Haicos hot sauce is available online at haicoshotsauce.com. In Ottawa, we actually, if you order 3 bottles or more, you'll get them shipped for free. We'll refund you the shipping cost. Chili Chili's carries it. They're in Bayshore and in Tanger outlets. In Toronto, there is Hot Sauces Unlimited. They all are available on those. We are in 40 stores from here to Niagara-on-the-Lake. If you go to haicoshotsauce.com as well, there is a calendar so you can see which events we're going to. We are at farmers markets, and we are at a lot of craft shows as well. So yeah, no, it's all over the world. You can get it.
All right, and the last question is, where do you see the Haicos hot sauce 5 years from now?
Well, my motto is taking over the world with hot sauce. So there's your answer.
Burn the world down, eh? That's awesome. All right, I really want to thank you guys for showing up. Heiko, Angela.
You're welcome.
Vandal.
Yo.
All right.
Been a blast.
I'm going to play another song, and then we'll come back, and I'll have my little outro. So thank you again so much, and buy Haicos hot sauce. Check out the Riptide's new hot sauce through Heico, Red Dawn, Soylent Green. It's going to be awesome. And, all right.
Give us all the poison of Chernobyl.
If you want to get a hold of me, you can always email me at egoandvice@gmail.com. If you want to listen to the podcast, you can go to iTunes, Google Play, Podomatic, Facebook, anywhere you like to search for stuff. It is egoandvice.com if you want to check out the website, if you want to be on the show, if you want me to play your band, if you have a small business, anything, even a big business. I'd like some big businesses. What the fuck? Anyway, I had a great time with the Vandal, Heiko and Angela from Haicos Hot Sauce. Check that out because that is some delicious hot sauce. Anyway, that's it. Episode 42. We'll see you next week.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.